Good evening. We would like to call this meeting to order for April 16, 2019, the Little Rock City Board of Directors meeting. We'd like to welcome those in attendance as well as those watching online. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Director Hendricks, Director Richardson, Director Webb, Director Peck, Director Hines, Director Wright, Director Compuris, Director Fortson, Director Adcock, Vice Mayor Wyrick, Mayor Scott.
Present. Let me now take time to recognize Director Kathy Webb, who will give our Director Kathy Peck, who will give our invocation. I apologize.
Contrary to public opinion, we are two different people. Thank you. As we gather today, I ask that instead of bowing your head in prayer, to look forward to the tasks at hand. Instead of closing your eyes, I ask you to keep them constantly open, focusing on the serious issues city government can and should face to solve problems and improve the lives of all who live here. I offer this secular and humanitarian invocation to reflect and celebrate the fact that we are a diverse community made up of people from many spiritual backgrounds and none, of all races, rich and poor, gay and straight, young and old, engaged and disconnected. Let us make choices that give all people in our community an opportunity to thrive. Let us open our hearts to the welfare of all by respecting the dignity and worth of each person. Let us realize that our differences of race, religion, and a party affiliation are superficial. Our humanity unites us all. There are many challenging debates in this room. There's sometimes tension, frustration, and division. But we should always remember as we look around this room and in our community that we have much more in common than we have differences. May our goal today and each day be to make our community the best place it can be. With gratitude and love, reason and compassion, may we work together for a better Little Rock. Thank you.
Thank you so much. May we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. We have a proclamation to recognize the National Community Development Week, which is April 22nd through the 26th. Housing and Neighborhood Programs Director Victor Turner will be accepting this proclamation. Director Turner, we do appreciate you and your service in helping lead National Community Development Week from a City of Little Rock perspective. Our proclamation reads, whereas the Community Development Block Grant Program, best known as CDBG, provides annual funding and flexibility to local communities to provide decent, safe, and affordable housing, a suitable living environment, and economic opportunities to low and moderate income people. And whereas a Home Investment Partnerships Program provides funding to local communities to create decent, safe, and affordable housing opportunities for low-income persons. And whereas, over the past 5 years, Little Rock has received over $6.9 million in CDBG funds and nearly $3.9 million in home funds. And whereas these funds have been used for a new home construction, rehabilitation of existing housing stock, and construction of wheelchair ramps into houses, as well as partnerships with organizations including CareLink Meals on Wheels, World Changers, and several community housing development organizations. And whereas the week of April 22nd through the 26th, 2019 has been designated as National Community Development Week by the National Community Development Association to celebrate Community Development Block Grant Program and the Home Investment Partnerships Program. Now, therefore, I, Frank Scott Jr., Mayor of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, do hereby proclaim April 22nd through 26, 2019 as National Community Development Week.
Mayor, members of the board, thank you for recognizing National Community Development Week. It was something started in 1986 to bring attention to the CDBG and Home program, and that's something that we continue to do every year. I do want to recognize part of our community development staff that's present, and also we have two partners here, CareLink, and we have a representative from our clinic out at the Nat Hill complex that does the health care, and CareLink, of course, provides the Meals on Wheels. So if they would at least stand, if they don't join me, but stand and be recognized. Once again, thank you. We do have a slate of activities for that week of April 22nd through the 26th, and we'll make sure all the board members are provided a copy of those activities that take place that week. Thank you.
I now take this time to recognize Brett Bodelfson, a member of the City Bikes Friendly Community Committee, to provide an update for us.
All right, thank you, Mayor Scott and the rest of the board for letting me speak today. My name is Brett Bodelfson. I'm board member with Little Rock Bike Friendly Community Committee, and we are tasked with advising the city on how to improve cycling in the city of Little Rock. Part of the city's 2006 resolution is for us to provide periodic updates and input on what we're working on and projects that we're pushing forward. And one of mine that I'm tasked with to talk about today is the Southwest Trail. And if you can see up there, the Southwest Trail is a proposed paved trail 67 miles approximately from Little Rock to Hot Springs. In 2017, the project was awarded a $3.5 million design grant for the section from Central High all the way to Hot Springs National Park. This is currently going through design and environmental and property acquisition. But today, I would actually like to talk about the project not part of that, which is actually from Central High to the Arkansas River Trail, which you'll see right up there. If everyone on the board has this map, which is part of it, it's the same map as up there. This section is a 1.85 mile trail that would connect from the Arkansas River Trail to Union Station to the Capitol Mall to Central High. This section would provide numerous benefits, specifically economic benefits. Research has shown that every dollar that you spend, you'll get $7 in return for a separated bike trail investment. Most of this is done through business and residential development, property values, and social and business benefits. Within this magazine, on page 18, you will see the map. This article is a national produced magazine that has featured the Southwest Trail. Also within here, I've attached an economic study. This is from the Walton funded from the BBC Research and People for Bikes. And this states that cycling in Northwest Arkansas has a total economic benefit of $137 million. It was interesting to read that 40% of that is actually business and residential related, and 60% of that return was actually health related. So this is not just about another place to ride. This is about improving your health, reducing obesity, improving your quality of life for the community. This section, in my mind, is going to have the biggest impact for Little Rock from a tourism standpoint. This 1.85 mile trail will create a tourism corridor that a person could bike or walk from downtown to Capitol Mall to Central High, and it even connects into the Clinton Library. The Southwest Trail Economic Impact Study that we did in 2015 through Alta Planning actually states it's estimated that $5 million increase in tourism spending if this is built. And once again, these are estimates. So where are we at in the process? The City of Little Rock has split this section up into 3 different sections, and they are applying for flap grants. And if you see up there on the top, the flap grant phase 1 was strictly for safety improvements, erosion control on the Arkansas River Trail and the entrance to the Southwest Trail. Phase 2, which we're applying for in the fall 2019, is from the entry at La Harpe Undercrossing all the way to the Capitol and the Capitol Mall, and that is 0.7 miles. And then Flap Grant Phase 3 is from the Capitol Mall to the end of that to Central High, where the other grant would end. And with that, I would like to say thank you, and if you have any questions, and thank you for letting me speak today.
Brad, thank you so much for your time and attention to this opportunity. It really does help our quality of life and place here in the city. So thank you so much for your leadership. Director Peck. Sorry.
Hello? Yes. Thanks, Brett. Thanks so much. This is so exciting. Even if you have never been on a bike or you haven't been on a bike in 50 or 60 years, I just want you to realize what a huge economic boom this is going to be. I mean, bicycle tourism is growing and growing, and Little Rock is on the verge of competing with Northwest Arkansas in economic impact. So I'm really excited about the Southwest Trail. I'll be on there.
Okay.
Thanks for the update.
No, thank you.
Director Richardson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for the presentation. I want to kind of use your presentation as a segue to acknowledge some of our city staff. In addition to the economic benefits, I'm more impressed and more involved by the health benefits, because there's some parts of our community where we have childhood obesity rates that lead the nation. And unfortunately, those are some of the areas where we have a disproportionate number of convenience stores and/or liquor stores, and there are food deserts. So we're putting bike trails. Jamie, I want to acknowledge Jamie and his staff for helping us do redevelopment in those areas to help improve the quality of life. I'm glad you made reference to that. I'm glad you made reference to the quality of life and public health in addition to the economic benefits. But I think the human capital part is what we forget sometimes. And I want to acknowledge Victor and Kevin, because we didn't hear, Mayor, about some of the work that they're doing with our NSP 1 and NSP 2 funds that we're utilizing to help rehab, redevelop homes and create and build new homes in a lot of our parts of our community where we have a lot of community disintegration. So if we can kind of partner those two and make it an impressive way to improve the quality of life in our community, particularly those places where we know we have a lot of social ills that are impacting our community in a number of negative ways. So I want to thank you for your presentation. Thank you for what you're doing. Jamie, I want to thank you for what you've been doing in your department. And certainly Kevin and Victor, thank you guys for not just the CDBG funds, but the NSP 1 and 2 funds that we've used wisely. We've used it in a way in partnership with the community, and something that we've done with the community rather than to the community or for the community or at the community. It's something we've done in partnership, and I think that approach helps us get the buy-in and support from people in our city who I think sometimes don't think that we have embraced that kind of approach or embrace their input or their expertise or their advice. And we know that those are some of the places where we have a certain level of education, maturation, a number of areas that we don't utilize to our detriment, not just up here, but to our city as a whole. So I want to thank you with that. We're doing some bike trails in some of our underserved parts of the community, and we're coupling that with some of the redevelopment and housing stock. Hopefully, we're improving the housing stock and addressing the childhood obesity rates. And I'll be quiet, Mayor. Childhood obesity rates, where we're leading the nation. Now, that's not something we want to lead the nation in. Childhood obesity rates, and we have in those areas where there are food deserts, we have a disproportionate number of liquor stores and convenience stores that sell alcohol and junk food. So hopefully we can make a way to partner this together to do it in a more comprehensive approach to help address the quality of life in our community. So I want to thank you for an excellent presentation. Victor, Kevin, thank you guys for the wonderful work you've been doing. Jamie, thank you as well. And Mayor, thank you too, because without your leadership, a lot of this wouldn't have happened.
Thank you so much. It's a team effort. Director Peck.
I'll be very quick. So, Ken, I think you know this, but at 22nd and Peyton at the fire station now, there's a bike repair station that I worked on with some individuals, just sort of a public-private partnership, get those kids bikes, show them how to repair the bikes, and we hope to be doing more to that because, yeah, the economic impact is one thing, but it's public health.
No,
more than
I
anything
agree.
else.
I agree, Cappy, and I understand, and I wasn't minimizing.
Oh, I
the
know.
economic-
I don't feel minimized.
But I think that the implementation of new trails and partnering with BACA helps us address what you're just talking about.
I'm excited you're on board.
Thank you. And then we have to acknowledge Reverend Benny Johnson, who does his bike raising campaign every Christmas. So I think we're right. We're all singing from the same hymnal.
It's a great day to be in Little Rock. All right. We have a modification to tonight's agenda, the withdrawal of item number 15. There's a move and a second to remove item number 16. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Item passes, and item 15 is now removed from the agenda. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read the consent agenda.
The consent agenda consists of a motion to approve the minutes of the March 5th, 2019 Little Rock City Board of Directors meeting, a resolution to confirm the reappointment of Ralph E. Cottom to the City of Little Rock, Arkansas Residential Housing and Public Facilities Board, and for the purposes, a resolution to appoint John P. Bethel to the Arkansas Arts Center Board of Trustees, and for the purposes, a resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a 5-year contract with Dell Services for an amount not to exceed $1,207,653 plus a 10% contingency, applicable shipping costs, taxes, and fees for the purchase of new hardware and software, including service and support in the city's active data centers, and for the purposes, that concludes the consent agenda.
It's been moved and properly second for the adoption of the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Item passes. We do have, before we read the grouped items, we do have an agenda item card that reads only if there's questions for items 5 and 11. Do we have any questions for 5 and item 11? If not, the citizen will rescind their agenda item card. Any questions from the board on items 5 and 11? All right, seeing none. Madam Clerk, would you please read items 5 through 14 for the first time?
An ordinance to accept Potlatch Deltic 2019 Highway 10 annexation to add certain lands to the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a planned commercial district titled Lot 1, Colonel Glenn Business Center, short form PCD, located at the southeast corner of Colonel Glenn Road and Shackelford Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan office district titled Savvy Kids Learning Center, revised short form POD, located at 3200 South Bryant Street and 6813 West 32nd Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development and establish a planned commercial district titled Atop of the Ladder 2, short form PCD, located at 8405 Stanton Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a planned commercial district titled Chenal Market, revised long form PCD, located at 16105 Chenal Parkway, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development and establish a planned commercial district titled KLR Properties, revised short form PCD, located at 12,400 Cantrell Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan office district titled Morgan Addition Lot 2, short form POD, located at the northwest corner of Highway 10 and Morgan Cemetery Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, an ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan residential district titled 2318 Blackwood short form PDR, located at 2318 Blackwood Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes, An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan residential district titled Brashear Duplexes, short form PDR, located at the southeast corner of West Capitol Avenue and Rice Street, Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for the purposes. An ordinance to declare it impractical and unfeasible to bid, to authorize the city manager to extend a one-year sole source agreement with City Year Incorporated and the City Year AmeriCorps members in an amount not to exceed $100,000 relative to the city's educational initiative for use by the Little Rock School District and for the purposes. First reading.
It's been moved and properly second to suspend the rules for a second reading. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Motion passes. Second reading.
An ordinance to accept the Potlatch Deltic 2019 Highway 10 annexation to add certain lands to the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a planned commercial district titled Lot 1, Colonel Glenn Business Center, short form PCD, located at the southeast corner of Colonel Glenn Road and Shackelford Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan office district titled Savvy Kids Learning Center, revised short form POD, located at 3200 South Bryant Street and 6813 West 32nd Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial district titled Atop of the Ladder 2, short form PCD, located at 8405 Stanton Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial district titled Chenal Market Revised, long form PCD, located at 16105 Chenal Parkway. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial district titled KLR Properties Revised Short Form PCD, located at 12,400 Cantrell Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan office district titled Morgan Addition Lot 2, short form POD, located on the northwest corner of Highway 10 and Morgan Cemetery Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan residential district titled 2318 Blackwood, short form PDR, located at 2318 Blackwood Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan residential district titled Brashear Duplexes, short form PDR, located at the southwest corner of West Capitol Avenue and Rice Street. An ordinance to declare it impractical and unfeasible to bid, to authorize the city manager to extend a one-year sole source agreement with City Year Incorporated and the City Year AmeriCorps members in an amount not to exceed $100,000 relative to the city's educational initiative for use by the Little Rock School District. Second reading.
It's been moved and properly second to move to suspend the rules to third and final reading. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Motion passes. Third reading.
An ordinance to accept the Potlatch Deltic 2019 Highway 10 annexation to add certain lands to the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial district titled Lot 1, Colonel Glenn Business Center, short form PCD, located at the southeast corner of Colonel Glenn Road and Shackelford Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan office district titled Savvy Kids Learning Center, revised short form POD, located at 3200 South Bryant Street and 6813 West 32nd Street. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial district titled Top of the Ladder 2, short form PCD, located at 8405 Stanton Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial district titled Chenal Market Revised, long form PCD, located at 16105 Chenal Parkway. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan commercial district titled KLR Properties, revised short form PCD, located at 12,400 Cantrell Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan office district titled Morgan Addition Lot 2, short form POD, located at the northwest corner of Highway 10 and Morgan Cemetery Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan residential district titled 2318 Blackwood, short form PDR, located at 2318 Blackwood Road. An ordinance to approve a plan zoning development, establish a plan residential district titled Brashear Duplexes, short form PDR, located at the southeast corner of West Capitol Avenue and Rice Street. An ordinance to declare it impractical and unfeasible to bid, to authorize the city manager to extend a one-year sole source agreement with City Year Incorporated and the City Year AmeriCorps members in an amount not to exceed $100,000 relative to the city's educational initiative for use by the Little Rock School District. Third and final reading.
Thank you. We've had 3 readings of the ordinances. Are there any questions? Seeing a question from Director Richardson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Bruce, on number 14, have we issued a RFP or RFQ in the past for this? That's the first question. The second question, we've listed several partners with respect to this initiative, and are those other partners providing any financial support to this? And third and finally, how is this being evaluated? Do we have any outside independent evaluation to determine the effectiveness of it?
Director Richardson, this is the annual ordinance to declare a sole source with city year. The school district is a major supporter of the initiative, and there are other businesses that are support city year. So, and there is a lot of data from the Little Rock School District that shows the significant improvement that where city year operates.
Well, two other questions then. One is if you can, in memo form, quantify the amount that our other partners are providing in addition to the 100,000 that we're providing. And then secondly, again, initially, has this been issued as an RFP or RFQ, or during this beginning it was a sole source agreement when we first started this a number of years ago?
That's correct.
Okay, and then the other amount, can you just quantify just for me and my colleagues in memo form the amount that our other partners are providing to help support this? It's a wonderful project.
Sure, and as the board is aware, and one of the other major partners is AmeriCorps. So you have AmeriCorps, you got the Little Rock School District.
And ULR. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Richardson. Director Hendricks?
Thank you. I don't want to be redundant, but Mr. Moore, would you provide a list of everything that Mr. Richardson, your word of mouth is good, but I want something in paper, on paper.
We, as you know, when it comes up at the board level, we send it to the entire board. So we'll do that.
And it will be per how much is going where for properties and all that?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Director Hendricks. Director Wright?
Mr. City Manager, that was going to be my point. I would like to know which schools are benefiting from this, and I'd like to know what the significant improvement has been, and if it resulted in their ratings being changed. That's what we're supposed to be focused on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Seeing that there are no other questions for the passage of these ordinances, all those in favor, please say by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Motion passes for all of these ordinances. I do want to, before we move to citizens communication, want to take some time to recognize our new Chief of Police, our 38th Chief of Police for the city of Little Rock, Chief Keith Humphrey. He is literally a newly minted Chief of Police, where he was sworn in yesterday at 11 a.m. Chief Humphrey will give you opportunity to give some very brief remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and directors, and to our members of our community. As I've said, I'm honored to be here. What I will tell you is that I'm going to be a working chief. That's just the way that I am. I hope to continue to partner. I want to continue to partner with the community, and thank you for selecting me as the 38th Chief of Police for the city of Little Rock.
Thank you so much, Chief. We've now entered our portion of the citizens' communication. We have one citizens' communication card, Mr. Russ Raycott.
Thanks, Mayor. Board. A couple of weeks ago, I had sent you guys some information about a police officer who was convicted of a misdemeanor domestic battery offense. And that conviction makes him ineligible to possess a firearm. And this man is still employed by the city of Little Rock on the police department. And I was hoping that it would create some discussion with the board to go to the police department to find out why this man is still employed. And, the salary that we're paying him could hire another officer who can actually enforce the law, who can carry a weapon, who can stop crime, who can protect the citizens of the city. And I'm a little disappointed that some action hasn't been taken and there hasn't been some developments in that, because that in and of itself, that you have a man who's a police officer that has been convicted of domestic battery cannot carry a weapon, cannot possess a weapon, and is still being employed as a police officer is just incredible. And I hope that y'all take some action or make some inquiries to find out why something hasn't been taken. I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raycott. Director Hendricks?
I have my light on. I'm concerned with what the gentleman just said. Do we sit here and just like bumps on
Mayor.
the wall? It may be something we can do, but I hope that this issue will be addressed.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Manager?
Mayor, members of the board, that officer was terminated last week.
Director Richardson?
No, Director Hendricks, that's not true, because I was going to ask Mr. Manager for an update and a report on that. Well, because you beat me to the punch with your light, so don't say it wouldn't have come up had you not asked him. 'Cause I was going to ask Mr. Okay, I'll be a copycat. Well, I was going to ask Mr. Moore that very question as he was raising his hand, give us an update on it. So thank you, Bruce, and thank you, Director Hendricks, for setting the trail for me and leading the ground.
Well, thank you all so much. I know today has been a very long day for us as we tackle tough decisions, but it's a great opportunity, responsibility that we all have to serve our citizenry, and I'm very appreciative to serve on this board with each of you. We'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
With the motion second, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Meeting adjourned.